Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we will be doing yet another reading vlog. Honestly, I'm so excited about this reading vlog because some of the books that we will be reading in this vlog will be absolutely top tier and I cannot wait. The TBR for this vlog though is very long. Let me put the mic down and show you what books we will be reading this video. 7 books that I would love to read before the end of the month. So I have around 2 weeks, I think, until the end of the month. Right now is 15th of July. And I think you guys will probably see this maybe beginning of August. But let's just get into it first. The first book. This book has been on my tier for so long. I just don't want to reread it for some reason, but I need to reread it to get into the second book, which is The Iron Flame. You guys know the whole spiel by now. I've read this, Too Intimidated to get into Iron Flame and Onyx Storm, and now it's finally time. When the hype has died down, I feel like my expectations of this book is not so high anymore, so that will be that. It will be Fourth Wing. I love this book. This book was a 5 star, so I don't know why I'm so nervous getting into this, but I am. First book, Fourth Wing. Second book is a reread. So this is not a must, and I'm not sure if I want to reread this, but I'm just going to put it into the TBR just in case I want to read something like this. It is none other than Love in Other Words. Either I want to reread this or I want to reread Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. So we shall see. I definitely want to reread a book this month though. I'm not sure which one, but I think it will be either. This too. So that's that. Moving on to the next one is a book that I've been wanting to read for a while. I've heard so many good things about it, but I'm just a little bit nervous. It's just not my first pick when I look at my TBR, but I feel like this month will be the month that I will be picking this up. So yeah. The next one is a series I definitely want to start. It is the Red Queen series. Is it called? I think it's called Red Queen series. There's 5 books in the series, and I've heard so many good things about Victoria Aveyard. I haven't read any books by her, and I thought, you know what? Let's try it. I have this book in my physical TBR section for so long, so I'm gonna be super mad if this is actually super good and I want to just binge the whole series in 1 week. A detour to the vlog, but it is also nothing new, so it's okay. We shall see, but I'm really excited for this one. And then the book that I'm currently in the middle of is The Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien. I am currently page 160, so I'm pretty far in. I'm excited to continue. I am loving it so far. And yeah. Moving on to the next one is Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. We just got an announcement that ACOTAR 6 draft is done, which means obviously it's time for me to get into the Crescent City series so whenever ACOTAR 6 eventually gets released, I am caught up and I can read it, you know? So that's that. And I have 2 more books. No, I do. Yeah, I know it's quite a lot. But the thing is, I cannot choose from all these books. I just want to read them all. And I bet I won't even read any of them. I'm joking. Okay, but the next book I will definitely read in this vlog. It is none other than The Night and the Moth it's not by Sarah J. Maas, by Rachel Gillick, which is One Dark Window's duology author. And I love that duology and I'm so excited to get into The Night and the Moth. It's just that I cannot find the physical copy here somehow because it's so hyped. It's always out of stock everywhere. So I'm gonna go to a different city and pick it up maybe. Or technically I also already have it. I don't know where my Kindle is, but I also already have it on my Kindle. Maybe I'll start reading on my Kindle first. Maybe. And the second one the last one, I guess, will be The Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, I think it's called. The third book in the Harry Potter series. Yesterday, I filmed a flip through of my reading journal, and I also did the mid-year tag, and I looked at my yearly TBR, and I am missing so many books from there. So I'm a bit nervous. That's why I'm trying to catch up a little bit. I think with this, I am definitely closer to The Return of the King. I have 2 more books. So that's a progress. If I read The Crescent City, they'll be done off the list. And then if I read Fourth Wing, that means I'll be closer to, what was it? That means I'll be closer to Onyx Storm. And then when I read The Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, I am closer to The Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Is it the last book? So yeah, it is just about making progress in my physical TBR, in my yearly TBR. So wish me luck. But other than that, I think I'm not sure what I have planned for the next 2 weeks. I think I definitely want to try and read outside. That's for sure. It's summer. I need to stop reading inside. I want to go to a coffee shop and read. I want to go to a library and read. So many just new places to read because I feel like it's time. I cannot be cooped up in my place for so long when it is so nice and beautiful outside and it's like literally summer. It's the time to go outside. Other than that, I don't know if I have anything else planned. I don't think so. Just a lot of reading, hopefully, in the next 2 weeks. And realistically, I read like around 3 to 4 books a week. So I feel like it is definitely doable because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I have 8 books. So I definitely could do it. Anyway, before I ramble on for too long, let's just get started and probably continue reading The Fellowship of the Ring for now. I lost a copy. Where is it? Probably reading The Fellowship of the Ring for now, and we shall see if I finish this like fast enough-ish. Oh my gosh, look at how satisfying like the splits between like each like bit of the book. Anyway, yeah, it is in total 500-ish pages, and I read 160, so yeah, been loving it, enjoying how whimsical everything is, and how we just get to know our main character even more. I just love it. Anyway, yeah, so let's just get into it before I keep on rambling. It is currently 8 a.m. on the 18th of July. I have been doing quite a bit of reading. For example, last night I did quite a lot of reading in The Fellowship of the Ring. Now I am on page 310, I think. I'm listening to it, but I am currently in the Council of Elrond, so it is very interesting. And the last time, whenever I filmed the intro, it was actually, I was just meeting up with Tom Bombadil. I know I am like a little bit less secretive, I think, whenever it comes to Lord of the Rings. I think what I want to do, at least in the future, to just talk a little bit more about the plot, because it is such an old book and it's also like a classic in a way, so a lot of people have read it and a lot of people know about it. So I feel like it's okay if I'm being a little bit less careful when it comes to spoilers, if you know what I mean. And then after that, I decided to pick up The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillick. I don't think I'm that far in. Yeah, I'm not that far in. I'm chapter 8, which is page 84, it says here. Honestly, the first few pages of this book confuses me so much because I think it is meant to be a little bit confusing. But I think the magic system in this world is quite interesting. It's like about dreaming, and our main character is Sybil, or right now her name is 6, the number 6, and she is a diviner, which is like, I think you get drowned to dream and then you can talk to the god, which is called Omen, if I'm not wrong. Honestly, I'm still so confused about the magic system, but it is interesting so far, and I already feel like a little bit of a tension between I don't know about our 2 main characters, but definitely this character and our main character, our main POV. Our main POV, there's only one POV so far. But anyway, yeah, that is the update. I know I'm looking a little bit rough because it is so early. And I don't usually wake up this early. But I thought I want to wake up a bit earlier to spend a little bit more time reading in the morning before work, because I have work. I start work around 9-ish, so I thought I can start a little bit earlier. I'm gonna try and finish as many books as possible this weekend. Go to the bookstore to get The Night and the Moth, because I feel like reading it physically would be nice, but I'm also loving my Kindle. I've just been reading on the Kindle and I've been obsessed with reading on the Kindle. Anyway, enough tangent. That is the update of today. I didn't really update you guys on anything yesterday because I didn't start reading until it was like, what, 10? Also, yes, I am a little bit sick. I feel like I'm a little bit sniffly, but don't worry, it'll all be fine. It's just my morning sniffliness. Anyway, I need to stop rambling. But today, not a lot of plans, just me reading. And tomorrow will be more plans. I thought, since I had filmed a reading journal set up for July, but don't know where to put it exactly, so I decided to just like put it in this vlog. So you guys probably gonna see me journal about my July reading setup in a little bit. So enjoy. currently 10:30 on the 19th of July. So happy Saturday, everybody. I have a few hobbies that I would really love to do today after my errands. So I thought while I talk about some of the books that I read. Oh no, I haven't finished it, but I made a lot of progress in both of them, which is the books that I'm currently reading, which is The Night and the Moth, and oh, it's all my desk a mess, but Fellowship of the Ring. So we shall get ready. But pretty much I was reading The Night and the Moth. I was reading The Night and the Moth on and off while reading The Fellowship of the Ring as well. And I have now reached, I think, like halfway point. Although I love Rachel Gillig and her writing style, I feel like this book specifically is a bit confusing me in the magic system and so I'm 51% in. I'm 191 pages in. So maybe today one of the plan, if I want to buy a new book, I might get The Night and the Moth to just read it physically, because I feel like I've been reading so much on my Kindle, I miss physical books. And even like for The Fellowship of the Ring, I am listening to it, which is, yeah, I just miss reading physical books. But I think after this, I want to reread some of my romance books. Either I want to reread, I want to get a new book. We shall see for that. But yeah, for The Night and the Moth, I feel like the first 30% of the book is just so confusing. It's written Aisling, but I think you call it Ailing, I think. But we're in Ailing, which is like a cathedral, I want to say, where the diviners are dreaming. But in a way, so like the way they dream is to get drowned. So it's really not sustainable, and we are following our main character Six, or I don't know what her last name is, but I know her name is Sybil. She is the number 6, so there's in total 6 diviners, and to become a diviner, you are like a foundling and the abyss. So you're an orphan. They find you and then they make you a diviner, or they train you to be a diviner, and then you would have a tenure with them, like a contract with them for 10 years to do your services as a diviner, and then you are released of your contract and then you can become your own person, I think. But I think slowly but surely they are nearing the 10-year contract, so they're about to leave. But the thing is, or like at least Sybil or Six, she doesn't really remember much about being Sybil. Even though right now I think she's about 26. So 10 years ago she would be like 16, so she is like a full-grown adult, and for her to forget her like past like that, it is quite crazy. Let's just say it like that. I'm sorry I keep looking here, but this is where my mirror is. But yeah, so that is pretty much The Night and the Moth. We started off the book with her dreaming about the newest king, right? And then there she met this knight called Roderick Mendacious, which is what a name. He just annoys her, pretty much. That's the whole story, and I can feel the enemies to lovers in this book already, which I'm loving it so far. It is very interesting for sure. I feel like though, the first few like pages, or like just not the first half, but I want to say the first 40% of this book, I am just so confused in what's happening and what the plot of the book is, because it's so like I just don't see where it's gonna go. So that was kind of confusing. But yeah, now I am 51% in, and I think I know where we're going plot wise. So that is very interesting, I think. Yeah. It is. I see a lot of people saying that they absolutely love this book and devour this book. But honestly, I'm so sad to say, I'm just confused about the book. And it's such a fever dream, especially when she is like drowned and dreaming. it's just like, what? So pretty much something bad happened, and she decided to go with the knight and the king's crew to like figure out what happened, right? Or like figure out what to do with her situation. And with that, she is figuring it out that everything she believes in is not correct and it's all a lie. So, yeah, we are currently at that point, which is figuring out what happened to the thing that happened. I know I'm being so vague, but I'm trying not to spoil anything, especially since it is like a pretty new book, I want to say. So, yeah, that is pretty much The Night and the Moth for me. I really hope that it will be a 5-star. I don't get the 5-star feeling though so far. And a lot of people are saying, they're like, oh my gosh, 5-star, even 6-star. Like, what? Where? How? I feel like I'm missing it or something. Like the thing that I'm supposed to be obsessing about, which is sad. Because obviously I want to be so obsessed when everybody's obsessed too. Because obviously. But yeah, anyway, that is pretty much The Night and the Moth. And moving on to Fellowship of the Ring, though, it is like the last chapter that I read, which is like the last 50 pages of this book, is a little bit dragging. We are in the Council of Elrond, I think, before this. Yeah, the Council of Elrond. It's just like a lot of talk, strategizing, and explaining what happened, why they're being chased by the Black Riders, so on and so forth, which is, I know, essential to the book. But I just want to see actions, and the fact that one chapter has like 50 pages, just, I don't know. It's too long. I need a little break in between, you know, which is, it's okay. It's okay though. But I am currently on page 355, which is, I have about 120 pages. Wait, really? No, I have about 170 pages, 180 pages, I think. So we shall finish these 2 books today. Definitely want to try do my errands, which I will probably be listening to The Fellowship of the Ring, and hopefully by the time I come back, we are done with this. So, and then I need to pick the next audiobook for the day. I just love having audiobooks always on standby because it's so nice to just, sometimes I cannot always watch something like YouTube videos or whatever, even though right now I'm currently obsessed with Demon Slayer. I'm rewatching it, so I am done with Mugen Train, which is the second season. I'm sorry that I'm rambling about this, but I'm just done with the second season. I started the 3rd season, and now I'm like 4th episode in, I think, or so, which I really want to watch that as well, but maybe not. We shall see. But as in today I just want to read as much as possible, which I'm excited. So I will try and finish these 2 books today. And the thing is, I really want to reread some of my books. So I might reread some of my books or go to the bookstore and buy Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. So either I want to reread Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez or read Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. So we shall see what we do there. But yeah, that is the goal of today. I'm just putting on a light makeup because, I don't know, I just feel like I want to look a little bit more put together while filming, you know. That's a long intro for today, but it was also quite a bit of an update, so. Alright, let's get on with our day. Good morning, everyone. It is currently the next day. It is 20th of July slash Sunday. I just want to come here because I want to pick my next book. So yesterday I finished The Fellowship of the Ring. Honestly, really enjoyed it, and I feel like I really want to get into Two Towers. Update for The Fellowship of the Ring is that it's so good. It's not a 5-star book, but I can see myself rereading like the whole trilogy, or at least The Fellowship of the Ring so far, like every fall or so, because it's like so cozy, but in a way also like high stakes, which I really like. And contrary to The Night and the Moth, I feel like the stakes are really high, but somehow the POV of Sybil just makes it feel like it's very cozy fantasy in a way. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So I'm not completely done with The Night and the Moth. I think I have like 10% left, which is like 1 hour left or so. Let me check. I have 20% left, which is around 1 hour, it says here. So we shall see. But obviously today my goal is to finish this. I definitely want to try and listen to one of the continuation of Murderbot, because I am intrigued. It's what's happening over there. So like the 4th book, and I want to choose my next read. But the thing is, I'm so indecisive in what I want to read. So let me just show you the books that I want to read next. So obviously, like I just mentioned, I think I want to read Two Towers, because I feel like The Lord of the Rings was so slow. Oh my gosh. How is this book 100 pages long? How is this book under 1,000 pages? What? But it is somehow skinnier. Do you see? The bottom one is Two Towers. But The Fellowship of the Ring is like 530. I'm so confused by how is it thinner, the pages? Okay. If it's under 1,000, we shall rethink, because I feel like I want a book that is fast paced, or at least like, I don't know, will help me. That's why I really want to get into Murderbot, book 4, because Murderbot is just like a series of novella. So I really am intrigued in continuing that. Or the next book maybe that I could read is Yours Truly, which would be a reread. Look at how much I tapped it the first time. This would be my second time rereading it. Yeah, this is one of my favorite books of all time, like romance books. So we shall see if I reread this. And I feel like with this, I definitely could binge read it, because I am so obsessed with both characters. But going along the line of rereading books, maybe I want to reread Fourth Wing so I can get into Iron Flame and Onyx Storm and finish the trilogy. So this could be also a good contender. But the next one is a really scary one. It is Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood. I really want to get into it, especially now. I don't know if I want to get into it yet, or I want to get into Fourth Wing, or a little break with the Murderbot and Yours Truly. Yeah, I am so indecisive. I don't know what I want to read, but obviously, for now, gonna read The Night and the Moth and continuing it. I don't know what I can tell you except that the romance is so good. Yeah, the romance is so good, but the like world building is a little bit fever dreamish, which I like. I like a book that makes me feel like, what the heck is going on, and where am I, and what is going on. But it's just, I feel like this one is taking a little bit too far, because I'm just confused most of that time about the world building. Maybe I skip like an important explanation or something, which I don't think so, because I'm reading this book very slowly. And I know yesterday I was telling you that I want to finish these 2 books, which definitely was doable, but I decided to take like a 4-hour nap. Pretty much most of my day is gone by that time. So yeah, anyway, that is what I think I will be doing for the rest of the day. I will maybe read Fourth Wing. I don't know. I don't know. The thing is, I'm gonna go out to church right now, and I just want to have a book with me, even though I have my Kindle with me, okay? And I know I'm not gonna read so much because I'm going to church, but I just want to. So we shall see. I will update you. Obviously, when there is update, let's get on with our day. So I am sitting here with my tea, and I just finished The Night and the Moth. And honestly, I did not see the plot twist at all coming. Like, I know there will be a plot twist of some kind, and I remember from One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crown that it was quite like a major plot twist, and I didn't guess that either. And I don't know. I was not planning on reading the second book because I feel like the world building itself just didn't intrigue me as much. I really like the chemistry and the characters, or like the relationship between the characters, and even like the world building is really cool, but I just feel like I don't understand it enough. Or like, I don't know if it's, I'm just confused in and why it doesn't click as much as her other books, because I thoroughly loved One Dark Window. Like, it's probably one of my most favorite like dark atmospheric gothic fantasy. And the fact that The Night and the Moth, I just feel like, I've said this already, it just feels like I'm in a fever dream. So that is pretty much The Night and the Moth for me. And while cleaning up a little bit today, I started a new book, which is Lessons in Chemistry. I am not far into this book. I think I am like, yeah, page 62, so really not far at all. And I'm just gonna continue listening to this slowly, I would say, because I was not sure in what I want to read next. But I feel like with Lessons in Chemistry, it's not a book that I particularly want to binge. I feel like I'm enjoying it so far. It's so interesting. We're pretty much following Elizabeth, I think her name. Yeah, she's a chemist, Elizabeth Zott. Okay, you know what? Let me just read this to you so it's easier. Wow. So, chemist Elizabeth Zott is not your average woman. In fact, Elizabeth Zott would be the first to point out that there is no such thing. But it's the early 1960s, and her all-male team at Hastings Research Institute take a very unscientific view of equality. Forced to resign, she reluctantly signs on as the host of a cooking show, Supper at Six. But her revolutionary approach to cooking, fueled by scientific and rational commentary, grabs the attention of a nation. And soon a legion of overlooked housewives find themselves daring to change the status quo, one molecule at a time. So it is definitely very, very interesting, and I definitely feel some of the things that Elizabeth was dealing with. And yeah, it is very, very interesting, and I definitely would love to read more from this. But I feel like right now I am feeling a little bit reading slump-ish, if you know what I mean. So I think I want to pick up Yours Truly, which is one of my favorite books of all time. But for the rest of the evening, I think this will be my plan. I don't know if there's anything else I need to update you about. I did the puzzle yesterday. You guys saw it. Still not progressing much. It's really difficult puzzle. I feel like everything is just purple. And yeah, let's get to more reading. quite a while since I update you on anything. Right now is the 24th of July, and it's currently super early. It's 8 a.m. And I will give you some updates on what happened in the past few days. Because in the past few days, I have read so many books. I know I told you that I want to finish Yours Truly, I think, and Lessons in Chemistry, and then come back to you. I did not continue at all with Lessons in Chemistry. So that's that. And okay, wait, let me move some books. I finished Yours Truly, and it is still a 5-star read. Of course, this is a reread, and I just love Abby Jimenez's writing style. I love Yours Truly so much, and I feel like reading it the second time is even better because I get to notice like some of the things that are happening. And obviously, and the first time around reading Yours Truly, I didn't notice Justin from what was it, Just for the Summer. And then here, obviously, we get a glimpse of Justin. And then, I don't know. I just feel like I'm even more connected with this book. And it's so, so good. So yeah, still a 5-star read. Such a good reread. Because it's so good, I decided to pick up another reread. Which I do annual reread of this specific book, which is Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. Because of how, like, I just love this book so much, apparently. And I just thought about it. I think I really like childhood romance, childhood to lovers kind of romance, childhood friends to lovers romance, because I read Same Time Next Summer recently. It was childhood romance, 5-star. This, obviously, this is off the chart. This is like, I think, one of my favorite books, and definitely I think the book that I read the most so far. I read it 3 times now, and the annotation is getting quite crazy. I didn't write anything, I'm only tabbing, but I think next year or next time I decided to read this again, I will probably want to write down some things because it is fun. So in one day, I finished 2 books, and I think I finished a novella as well, which is the Murderbot series. Let me put this away. It is Network Effect. I think it's the 4th book in the series. Honestly, I'm really, really enjoying Murderbot series. It's such a, like, I don't really read sci-fi, and I feel like if all sci-fis are like Murderbot sci-fis, I will be like absolutely loving it. Not that I've read many to know whether I like the genre enough, but so far I'm just following Murderbot and I'm obsessed. I definitely want to continue to the 5th one very soon. Let's come back to the books that I'm currently reading, because now I am rereading Fourth Wing. I feel like this month is just me rereading so many books, because if I'm done with this, I would be rereading 3 books, which is, I feel like, quite crazy. So yeah, I am not so far in Fourth Wing. I'm chapter 10, which is page 114. So it's not really that far in. I read it 2 days ago. I haven't continued because I got distracted with another book, which is King of Envy. I went to the bookstore with my friend the other day, and I noticed that this book was out, but I still have not picked it up. And after Yours Truly and Love and Other Words, I just want to read another romance. So I decided to pick up King of Envy. And the thing is, I've been seeing so many book content creator reading this specific mafia romance. I'm so intrigued to pick it up. But obviously, I don't know if I'm really into mafia romance. So we need to see. But pretty much right now, I am reading King of Envy and reading Fourth Wing. And another thing is, I'm in the middle of Glow, which is the 4th book in the Play the Prisoner series. And I don't know, I just feel like I'm not connected with any of the characters there at all. But I definitely want to finish the series. So my goal until the end of the week, which is Sunday, and right now it's Thursday, I have 3 days to maybe finish like these 3 books: Fourth Wing, King of Envy, and Lessons in Chemistry as well, but also Glow maybe. Like, it's definitely doable and I could do it, but I just don't know. Somehow I feel like I'm so distracted and all I want to read is just romance, and which is fine, and I think I will do that. And Glow is definitely romance, I want to say. It's romantasy, same like Fourth Wing. So yeah, Fourth Wing is definitely so easy to digest. King of Envy, so easy. Lessons in Chemistry, I feel like it's so fun. But yeah, anyway, long ramble about me finishing so many books. But I just feel like I'm currently in the middle of so many books and I just want to finish it because I usually read 1 to 2 books max. And now I'm in the middle of 4 books. It's too much. So yeah, plan for today is definitely to finish King of Envy and read a little bit more of Fourth Wing. If I finish Fourth Wing, that would be great. And then obviously do not start a new book. Upcoming days I will try and finish Lessons in Chemistry, and I will also try and finish Glow, or make at least a decent progress in Glow, because I don't want to slump myself. Or maybe like the plan could be that I would read 100 pages of Glow. 100 pages of Glow today, maybe. Just like to make some progress, because I think, 30% in, which is, I feel like, decently far enough. It's just, I don't know, I just lost a bit of interest in the book a little bit. So maybe I would pick it up per audiobook, but I feel like my Audible credit is so sacred. I just don't want to touch it. Even though I have like 2 credits right now, so I could definitely read so many things, but I think I want to pick up The Sword of Kaigen. Anyway, I'm just rambling for no reason because I haven't talked to you guys in so long. But yeah, that's pretty much the update and the plan for the next few days. So let's go do exactly that. Good afternoon, everyone. Right now is the 25th of July around 5 p.m. I did not just finish King of Envy. I just finished work, but I thought I'd give a little bit of an update to you when it comes to King of Envy. I finished it, just not right now, but I finished it like last night. So last night I had absolutely no plans, and I just brought it in bed for like 5 hours finishing this book and then go to bed. Honestly, it was just so relaxing, and I really just love reading time like that, where I just get to do absolutely nothing and read and feel no guilt whatsoever, because I dedicated that like 6 hours to just read. I'm so grateful that I had the time to do that. And obviously, today I want to continue with Fourth Wing and Lessons in Chemistry. No updates whatsoever in those two, but I know I want to focus a little bit on Lessons in Chemistry for just a sec, I think, because it's an audiobook. Also, if you guys can hear thunders, the thing is, the sky outside is not gray whatsoever. It looks actually pretty bright and just blue sky, but somehow we can hear thunders. I think it's gonna rain very soon, so it's gonna be cozy super, super soon. I feel like recently I was in a really major reading slump, and that one day where I read Love and Other Words, Yours Truly, and Network Effect, I think that's the day of like, okay, enough reading slump, time to read. I remember about this book. This book I read quite a long time ago, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I kind of want to reread this book. I don't know if I should, because I've been rereading so many books. That's my struggle. I think I will try and focus and finish the 3 books that I'm currently in the middle of. Not a lot of things have been happening. That's why I have not been like showing you anything really. Not even me filming, I think, which I should get better at that, which I will. But yeah, I am just here to give you a small update that I finished King of Envy, and it was actually pretty good. I think it is probably Ana Huang's first try of mafia romance in a way, because even though Fook is not like our male main character is not in mafia romance, but he's connected to like a hitman company organization kind of thing. But I feel like it's not bad. I liked it. I feel like it's the same with other Ana Huang's books. They're like good in the moment when you read it, but then you don't really think about it anymore afterwards, so to say. So, yeah. Is there anything else? Nothing else. So, yeah. I will just see you next time whenever I have updates, and hopefully in between I will film something. So, yeah. already. Today is the 29th of July, so we are nearing the end of our 2-week vlog that I started a while ago, like 2 weeks, obviously. Today is the 29th of July, and it is quite late in the day as well. I think it's like, let me look at my phone, 6 p.m. or so. And I have honestly quite a big update. Wait, let me grab all the books and then we can talk again. So, I'm back. I guess let's start with the books that I finished recently. Recently, as in, like, I think I finished this maybe Sunday evening. If I'm not wrong, yes, I finished this Sunday evening. And honestly, what a great book. I love it. I would recommend it to everybody. And I feel like I will talk a little bit more about this book, like, I guess closer to the outro, because I have quite a bit of an update and I don't really want to make this update too long. And honestly, I loved it. I love how powerful it is. It is so good. I never have thought that I would love this book as much as I loved it, so to say. So yeah, and moving on to the next one is, I literally just finished this like at least half an hour ago. It is Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood, and I honestly really love it. I was a little bit skeptical with, I'm not necessarily obsessed with age gap romance. I don't mind it, but it's not a like trope that I look out for, like for example enemies to lovers. And I feel like age gap romance is definitely not a thing that I'm really into. But honestly, this book, I just love the yearning and the pining that happened. And I love how funny Maya is, because I just finished this, so everything is still so fresh in my mind. I want to rate it 5-star. But again, I feel like I should sit with my feelings a little bit more, because especially after finishing a book, personally for me, I cannot speak for anybody else, but my feelings are all jumbled up. So yeah, I loved it. I just finished it. It really prompted me to pick up Bride. I've read it, but I don't think I remember a thing about this, and I really have been wanting to get into a little bit of vampire, werewolf kind of romance, because I feel like it's slowly but surely getting closer to October. Yes, it is July, but I just want to read something vampire-y and werewolfy. I don't remember anything about this book. Like, I know the main character's name, at least the female main character's name, is Misery. That's it. I know nothing about it. I know it's like a little bit world building dumpy as well. It's not really like, for a fantasy, I think it's very like light on the fantasy, which I think exactly what I want. I want more just Ali Hazelwood's romance. I was thinking of reading either this of Love theoretically, but I think I want to read this a little bit more. So I think I will pick this one up. But obviously before that, I think I want to focus a little bit on Fourth Wing. I took off the sleeve, but look at how close I am to finishing it. I am on page 389, so I am really close to the end. I think the end is, yeah, like I have around 110 pages, which I want to see if I can finish tonight and then start Bride. I'm so excited. I have read Fourth Wing before, so this is a reread, and I'm tabbing quite a bit. I don't know if I enjoyed more than the first time. I think the first time I enjoyed it more because I didn't see some of the things, some of the plot twists coming. And I really loved the enemies to lovers aspect to it the first time around, because I don't know how it's gonna go. Since this is my second time reading it, I feel like I know how it's gonna go, and I know what the betrayal is, and I know like how things are going. I feel like it was just fun read. But I feel like, I don't know if I would still give this a 5-star. I forgot some of the interactions that Tairn, Adarna, and Violet have, and Sajal and Satan as well. So I just love like the whole combo. But yeah, anyway, this is a pretty long update, but I just want to tell you that we have 3 more days to this vlog, and I am almost done with Fourth Wing, and maybe I will pick up Bride, and we'll see what else we get into in the next few days. So, yeah, that is my update so far. And I will update you whenever I have more update, and hopefully this time not as long as this one. So, I just finished Fourth Wing. Do you see how many tabs I've put in this book? I loved it. This book is good. Reread. The only thing that I think is different from my first reading experience is I feel like knowing what's gonna happen, again, like I just said a couple hours ago, that it's like, because I know that it's coming, I'm not enjoying the events that are like the things that are happening at the moment, because I feel like, okay, this thing's gonna come up, this thing's gonna come up, this, because like the first time around I was so shocked at whatever's happening, and then like the last 100 pages, everything just like started to, everything's just like boom, boom, boom again, plot twist again, plot twist there, plot twist here, plot twist there. So it's like so crazy. But I feel like now that I know it, it's not so crazy anymore. And the thing is, the foreshadowing, even from the beginning, I feel like you sense it already if you've read it for the second time, obviously, or like if you're rereading it. And so, yeah, this is second book. It is Iron Flame. It is considerably thicker. Yeah, 623 here. And the other one is like, I think 500. So it's 150 more, 160 more. It's not so bad. But I will start with this tomorrow, I think, as of for now. I just continued reading Bride slash I just started it. Now I'm page 42, so not really that far in. This is also a reread. Honestly, July was the month of me rereading so many books, because I reread so far. I reread Yours Truly over there, Love in Other Words, Fourth Wing, and obviously now I'm rereading Bride. I don't know why I was in the mood for rereading so much, but I definitely want to try and reread. I definitely want to try and read Bride fast-ish, because I know what's gonna happen. I think. No, actually, I don't remember a single thing about Bride. That's why I want to reread it. But yeah, and the thing that I forgot to update you is that I don't know where my phone is. Wait, let me grab it. I am also listening to The Bane Chronicles by Cassandra Clare, because I really want to continue with the Shadowhunter world. I am currently chapter 4, which is 38% in. I've read 5 hours so far, so I feel like I've read quite a bit. It was just like I've been just going around all day, like commuting for work to and back, and that took quite a bit. That's why I have listened to 5 hours already. But yeah, I will try in the next, how many days? 3 days to read Bride, Glow, and The Bane Chronicles. I think it'll be difficult. But considering that I just finished 2 books today, even though Fourth Wing I have been reading for like a week and a half. No, maybe not a week and a half, but like I've been reading for quite a bit. So just so happened that I finished the book today. But I did read Problematic Summer Romance in one sitting ish. And more like 2 sittings, because I was commuting. I went back home, I ate, and then I read again nonstop until it's done. So yeah, anyway, good reading day today. But I definitely, before bed, I want to continue reading Bride a little bit. I'm just so excited to be reading about vampires and werewolves, and I think it'll be great, honestly, and I cannot wait. So yeah, I will read this, and then we shall see what I'm gonna be up to for the next few days, or the rest of the evening. The rest of the evening being probably just me reading this and go to bed, because it is 11 p.m. right now. Yeah, it is 11:05. So, yeah, gonna read for a little bit more and then go to sleep. finally time for the intro. I know this vlog has, I feel like, gone on for quite a bit. It's definitely like 2 weeks. By the way, today is the 2nd of August. I know I'm supposed to end this like 31st of July, but life got super hectic yesterday and the day before, so I thought, you know what, let's film today instead. So yeah, it is such a crazy 2 weeks, I want to say, because I filmed, I think, wait, let me check. By the way, if you see me looking this way, this is where my computer is, which means where my Notion is, because we have read quite a bit of books. So I thought I just want to sum it up a little bit. And I think I started on the, I know the first book I finished is The Fellowship of the Ring, and it is July 19th. So I think either I filmed July 17th or 18th. I'm not sure. Plus, it doesn't matter. But let's go through the books that we've read in this video, which is, like I said, the first one, The Fellowship of the Ring. I think, honestly, I've said a lot about this book, but honestly, what a great start to a trilogy. And I love all the characters, and I love how in the beginning we were separated, and then in the middle we got like reunited, and then everything started to go downhill from there. And I'm honestly really excited for Two Towers. I have not started listening to it, but I want to do it definitely soon, so we shall see for that. But yeah, honestly, I think here I put it that it's a 4-star, the rating, and I would say I agree. It is a good book. Again, I will always mention this. I would have loved it if I were to read it whenever I was younger, I think. Or like not necessarily as young as like 12, 13, because I don't think I would have loved the writing style. Like The Hobbit, I would have loved to read it whenever I was little. But this, I think a little bit younger, it would have had like quite a bit of an impact on my like reading taste. I would, wait, let me just put it down. Hopefully it is better. Yes, it is much better. So yeah, so The Fellowship of the Ring is the first book that we finished. Moving on to the second one, we finished Network Effect, which is, I think, the third book or the fourth book in the Murderbot series. It's just so fun being with Murderbot, how action-packed it is. It is a sci-fi novella, and we're following our main character, which is a murder bot that hacked its own module. So it has conscience. I mean, he's supposed to be a murder bot. Obviously, his task is murdering, and all he wants to do is to just read series. Read? No, watch series, which I find that so hilarious and so relatable in so many ways. So I'm just continuing in their saga, I guess, or like in their story, so to say, and it is really fun. I'm currently listening to the 5th novella, which is Network Effect, and I read Exit Strategy by Martha Wells, by the way, and I honestly am so in love with the series. I'm so excited to finish the 5th one because right now is so intense, and I'm listening to the graphic audio, so it's super fun, and while reading it as well. So it's a longer novella this time, I think. So I'm excited. Definitely. Okay. And then moving on. Oh, I remember this day I finished 3 books in one go. Not that I like one whole sitting. I mean, I think Love and Other Words I finished. Okay. Restart. I have been reading Yours Truly before July 21st, which is where I finished all 3 books. And I happened to finish it on that day, and I didn't have quite that much, I think. And I just love my tabs. But yeah, again, it's a reread. Loving it. I don't know what else to say. Just pick it up. It's one of my favorite romance books of all time. Is it still a 5-star? Yes, it is still a 5-star. I love Jacob and Brianna so much. And yeah, so that we finished that. And then going back to the Murderbot, I finished the Murderbot book 4, which is Exit Strategy. And it's like I read and listened at the same time, but it really is not that long. It's a novella, so that's why I finished that, and then just literally binge read Love and Other Words. I think this is top 3 romance books of all time that I've ever read. Truly loving the yearning that Elliot did there for Macy. And yeah, I just love it. Every time I read it three times or four times already, and I always do an annual read of this because this is truly a masterpiece. I love this. So yeah, that's love in other words. And then moving on, I read King of Envy. I don't have it physically, but it is the fifth book, I think, in the King of Sin series by Anna Huang. And it is, I think it was really good. I think it's the first book really that she delved into, like, not mafia romance, but oh my gosh, could you hear in the background? I think there's some kind of soccer thing, but yeah, it's the first time she delved into darker romance slash mafia romance. Let me close the window 1 second. So many so many interruptions today. But yeah, honestly, no hate because I enjoyed the book, and I am not a crazy dark romance reader. The thing is, I haven't tried enough to say that I like it or I hate it, so I'm not gonna say anything my preference for the genre, but it's more like I can tell it's her first time delving into it, and it was not bad in any way. I really love Vuk. I think that's how you say it, Vuk. And I love that he doesn't speak and then he only speaks to her. I love that. Anyway, anyway. That is King of Envy. And by the way, let's go back. Love in Other Words is a 6-star read. Is it still a 6-star? Yes. Yours truly was a 5-star. And is it still a 5-star? Yes. So that's that. And for King of Envy, I think I rated it 4-star. Yeah, 4 stars. It was really good. So yeah. And then I read Lessons in Chemistry. And the thing is, I don't really read a lot of historical fiction slash like fiction like this. And I really like the writing style. I really like the message behind it. But I feel like it's not overhyped, I don't think. It's really good, but it's because it's not a genre that I really love or really enjoy reading. It doesn't get the 5-star that I think it deserves, and I think it's just personal preferences, and I think I just do not love historical fiction in general. I think I love historical fantasy and like a little bit whimsical historical like mystery or thriller or whatever, but I feel like if it's just historical fiction, I don't really connect to it, so to say. But I really love how Elizabeth Zott, which is our main character, how she fights for her right and how she will not bend to whatever mold the society has cast upon her. So I really love the message and I really love her like personality, but I love that she has the courage to not follow, but to just like set her own rules. She inspired so many other women to just follow their career, to just follow what they really want, their passion. Yeah, that's Lessons in Chemistry. I know I yap so long for that, but it's probably because I didn't talk at all about the book before this. So anyway, that's that. So it was 4.5 stars. And then I read in one sitting Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. I was just like, should I read another Ali Hazelwood's books? Because they're all lately have been just too spicy for me, and I don't really want a heavy like spice book. Spice, I think, like in a book it's a nice addition, but I don't want it to be the main thing. And I read Problematic Summer Romance, and obviously I loved it, and I think it is a 5-star read for me. I know, I think I was debating between 4.75 or 5, but I think this might be the first Ali Hazelwood's books that are 5-star. I really, really love this one. And yeah, I feel like I still want to marinate in my feelings. I'm not sure. I do really want to give this book a 5-star, but if you love yearning and pining, definitely get this book. And then moving on. Oh, wait, where is The Night and the Moth? Oh, I skipped The Night and the Moth. So after The Fellowship of the Ring, I read The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillick, which is her newest release. I finished it. Yeah, the second I should have talked about it, but it was very fever dreamish. I don't know what else I could add besides what I already added in the video, so I will not talk too much about it. But I think the star rating that I wrote here in my Notion is 3.75. I loved the gargoyle. The gargoyle made the whole book, and I love how ridiculous Rory's name is. Roderick Mendacious. I love it. I love how, like, a little bit whimsical, I want to say, this book. It feels like a cozy fantasy, yet with very high stakes. So I'm not sure. I don't know how I feel. And I'm definitely not a cozy fantasy girly. Not that I've read enough to know. But yeah, maybe I should try and read more and see if I love cozy fantasy. But as of for now, I love high stakes fantasy so much more, I think. Okay, moving back to after Problematic Summer Romance, I finished. Wait, I have the book over here. I finished Fourth Wing. Ugh, I think I've talked about this already. It was a 5-star, and I think it's not a 5-star anymore. I don't know if it's because I was just not in the mood to read it, even though I really enjoyed it. I tabbed it this time. Yeah, before it was a 5-star, almost a 6-star, and I think for now it has demoted 0.25 star. I think it's 4.75 now. I feel like knowing the plot twists already just doesn't make the book as enjoyable. I really love the connection between the dragons and the riders. I have always loved that. And again, I still really have to stew in my feelings, but I feel like 4.75 is a good one. I don't know what else to say besides if you guys are interested in reading about dragons and riding one and how to train to become dragon rider, I guess, definitely pick up this book. And I feel like I don't need to put more hype into this book because it is already well hyped. So yeah, hopefully soon I get to read Iron Flame. And then moving on to the next one, I decided to reread Bride. I know this month I reread so many books, which is so crazy. It's not typically like me, but I feel like I wanted some comfort reads for the month, and I ended up reading, or the books that I ended up rereading, I read it all in like one sitting, which is I find so insane. So I reread Bride by Ali Hazelwood. The thing is, I love the romance so much, and yes, the world building, the magic system is very like weak because obviously this is her first fantasy debut, which is fine, but I feel like, yeah, I forgot the ending about the Omega verse and that it's like whenever they had sex. I don't know. It was, yeah, it's not definitely not for me. But I really loved the romance, so I decided to reread it because I really loved the romance and I forgot that small aspect. So whenever I came to that aspect, I was like, yeah. And I really dislike the third act breakup because it's just so stupid. Yeah, I don't know. He was just mean for absolutely no reason. But it is, I think, a 4-star. It was not a 5-star in the beginning when I first read it, and it was, I think, also a 4-star. So the fact that it's still a 4, I guess it's a 4. Anyway, and then I read Bane Chronicles on 31st of July, so like the last day of this vlog. And it was really fun, honestly, following Magnus Bane. This is, by the way, it's short stories of Magnus Bane in one book. I think like 500-page book, but I just listened to it in Spotify. Yeah, it's really interesting because some of the novellas that you read, some of the short stories that you read about Magnus Bane, you can definitely, if I were to read this between some of the books, it would make the book more like not character, but more depth, I guess, in a way. Some of the stories in the main books, you get to know a little bit more. And also like some of the things, like for example, we skipped like a few generation and we just get a glimpse of it from Magnus Bane's point of view. Honestly, Magnus Bane and Simon, they are one of my favorite characters in the Shadowhunter world. I mean, if you say Shadowhunter world, I think the trio from the Infernal Device is probably one of my favorites, and then Magnus Bane and Simon. But in the like Mortal Instrument ones, definitely Simon and Magnus Bane. Anyway, on a tangent, I think that one I gave like 3.5 because it's just like a mini stories of everything. I enjoyed it, but that's it. Like not more, not less. Done. So yeah, that is pretty much Bane Chronicles by Cassandra Clare. And then I decided I want to reread one more book before like stopping rereading everything. I mean, I don't mind rereading books, so it's not a problem. Also, this intro has gotten super long, so let me wrap it up. Last book is Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. I think I used to be so obsessed with this book, and after rereading it, I think I'm just normal to it. It's good, but it's nothing groundbreaking. I love how gentle he is, and I love how he takes care of her. And I understand the people pleasing tendencies because I feel like I have people pleasing tendencies sometimes. So, yeah, I really enjoyed this, and it is probably a 4-star, I want to say. I have not written it here. I finished it like last night or like yesterday afternoon. Yeah. So, yeah, Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. Let me check how many books we've read this 2 weeks, I want to say. Wait, 1 second. Okay, in these 2 weeks, we've read 12 books, which is so crazy because especially the entirety of the month, I read 17 books. So I read like, what, 5 books for the first 2 weeks. And the last 2 weeks, whenever I filmed this, I finished like 12 books, which is so crazy. Anyway, I was getting out of my reading slump, but that's why I think rereading some of my favorite books definitely pushed me out of my reading slump for good. So yeah, that could be a solution if you are in the middle of a reading slump. I feel like rereading some of your favorite books will rekindle your passion for reading again, so to say. But anyway, I've rambled on for almost half an hour for the outro only. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day wherever you are in the world, day, afternoon, night, and I will see you in my next one. Goodbye.